It's fine, I wrote this.
Let me know when you're ready, Juan.
All right. Good evening to all of our viewers out there in the land tonight. As I'll start out this week, we are glad to have you all on watching us. This week we're going to have a couple special guests with us. Starting off, we're going to have Coach Jerry Bomar from the Grosbeck Goats, Freddy's Grosbeck Goats. I'm Wallace High from MIGN Sports Network. You know, Coach Bomar, I don't know if you've been able to tune into our show in the past weeks, but we always give Freddie a hard time because he's alum of the Grosbeck Goats, and so every week towards the end of our program, we do our prediction show, and when we get to the Grosbeck game, we always let Freddie peek his head around in the front of the camera and give us his prediction for the game. And last week, it may have been one of the first times in a while that everybody chose Grosbeck to win, and Freddie was feeling himself a little bit. He predicted that the score would be 60-0, and you guys were pretty close to that. When we checked scores Friday night after we got off the air, I believe you guys won. What was it, 57 to 14?
But
yeah,
that's deceiving because they scored on the last play of the game. Stole the ball from our guy trying to run the clock out.
Oh, gotcha.
Or it would have been 57-6. He was pretty close.
Yeah, Freddie made a good prediction on last week, so we have to pat him on the back this week. We can't make fun of him. You know, and just talking in, and I'm glad Freddie was able to get you to come over with us, and we're able to talk to you this week. You guys have a promising season ahead of you. You had a lot of good things go on last season. You made the playoffs, and you know, had, from what we observed last year, a couple unfortunate injuries, and kids have to miss towards the end of the season, which really affected you in that playoff game.
Yes, sir, it did.
And so, how have you guys built on that coming into this season?
That's a good question. Our whole deal is built on expectations, and Grosbeck has been kind of in the wallowing for a long time in mediocrity, and we're trying to get it out of there. And I think a lot of that starts with your attitude. And the first season I was here 2 years ago was the worst season I ever experienced as a head coach. It was incredibly terrible. And for us to have to go through that, and then compared to where we ended last year, because last year we ended up second in the district, which is the highest finish they've had there in 25 years in district play. And then we've carried that over because we have some kids back from that team. And, we've been instilling these kids in the offseason about you got to have higher goals. And you got to think higher of yourself and work harder to get to those goals. We don't want to accept to be a fourth-place team and get beat every year in the first round. That's what's been going on there, or even don't even make the playoffs, So we're trying to change that mindset. I think we've made a lot of strides there, and I think we've got a team that's capable of doing that this year if we can keep everyone healthy and away from COVID and all those things. But one deep, we're a pretty good football team, and we played really well last Friday night. And so it's going to be an interesting season, but it's going to be one that there's a lot of promise to.
I heard you speak about you all talking about your goals for the season upcoming. Would you be kind enough to share some of the team goals for the season?
Sure. I don't think you need to have it. I've never thought as a head coach that you need to have all these lists of things. You want to make it clear and to the point, but you need to not expect yourself to be mediocre, okay? And so we finished second in the district last year. We feel like we should challenge for the district championship this year. Now, that's our mindset. I didn't say that's what's going to happen. But if we don't think big and put more expectations on us, we need to practice better, we need to prepare better, we'll never get there. And if you don't talk about it and tell them this is what it's going to be like, this is what we're expecting, so here's how we're going to do it, you're not going to do it. And so they don't have anything there to look at and say, we've won 5 district championships in a row. We have tradition. Now, that's not there. So what we have to do is just go 1 year at a time, and we worked hard in the off-season program of instilling that confidence that you can do this, but here's how we're going to have to do it through hard work. And I think we have our kids to a point now they believe that.
And that's good. I've had the fortune or I'll say I've been gracious enough to see some of your kids that you have now in your program grow up through the youth football and other sports, over the years, and now they're high school age kids. So I can testify that you have a good crop of athletes over there. And last week you were able to put up 57 points. I don't know if y'all pride yourself on being a high-scoring, high-octane team, but to put up 57 points means y'all were doing some good things on the offensive side of the ball.
We had 44 at halftime. It was 44-0 at halftime, 28-0 in the first quarter. Now, we played a team that's down, and they're rebuilding, but the execution, we scored a lot of points last year. And our quarterback's back. Now, he got injured the last game 5 minutes ago in the last regular season game. He was the co-offensive player of the year last year as a sophomore. And our running back was a great player. He got hurt the next game. So those guys, as you mentioned earlier, didn't get to play in the playoff game. Now, all those guys are back. We got 2 of the best receivers you'll find in Class 3A D1. I'm going to tell you right now, they can play with anybody.
Yeah.
And we've got a very athletic, big offensive line, and 2 of them are sophomores. So the ingredients there, and this quarterback is really a good player. And so he had a tremendous game. We played the first half and 1 series into the third quarter. That's all we played, and we took him out. Who knows? But there was no point in playing them any further. But so we do score a lot of points. We throw it around, but we don't throw it every down. But we got a lot of balance. The running back last year had 1,300 yards in 8 games. And he's only a junior also. The quarterback's a junior. It's his 3rd year to start. So we've laid the groundwork, and we've got all the pieces. We're very scrappy on defense, very quick. It's just a question when we platoon. We don't play everybody both ways. I never have done that. We may have 1 or 2 players that do, but they may half the game. So we have an advantage over people because people get tired in the second half. But we're also thin, and as long as we keep those, knock on wood, we keep those guys all healthy, we're going to be able to challenge for the district championship and then have a chance to win a playoff game because they hadn't won one in 25 years. And so that's our goal, to finish as high as we can in the district and then, win a playoff game, and then you go from there. The year we won the state championship here, we were picked last. There was no expectations. When we got in the playoffs, we didn't worry about anything. We just tried to win that game. Mm-hmm. Oh, we won that one. Okay, let's try to win the next one. And that's all we're doing, 1 week at a time now. And I'm telling you, with COVID, there's already 49 games been canceled for this Friday night around the state. 4.7% of the games have been canceled. It's a heck of a lot tougher now to coach than it's ever been. Mm-hmm. So, boy, we just hold our breath every day, But I love our kids. I love their enthusiasm. And we're very exciting on offense and very aggressive on defense.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for coming in and sitting with us this week.
Sure.
Hopefully we'll get to catch a little bit of your game, or at least a recap. I know Freddie will be keeping us updated throughout our game this week. We want to wish you guys the best of luck. We haven't gotten to see the Battle of the River for the last several years, and won't get to see it this year.
Probably a good thing for Grossbeck.
Well, we can at least cheer for you guys each week for the season.
Cheer hard for
and we want to wish you the best of luck from us at MIGN Sports Network. Go out, take care of business, and maybe we'll get to talk with you again this season.
All right, well, look forward to seeing y'all again. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of our Wednesday Night Coaches Show.
SHN Live is an online audio and visual production company based out of Austin, Texas that specializes in broadcasting live events. Hi, I'm Carl Schoening, the Director of Broadcasting and co-founder of SHN Live. When my business partner Rob Hipp and I started SHN Sports in 2015, we made our slogan, "Your Team, Your Broadcast," because we envisioned
All right, and we're back. Wallace Howe for Mexia Sports Network. I'm joined here for our player segment of our weekly coaches show. We're in week 2 of the Black Cat schedule. We have with us this week Mr. DeJameous Daniels and Mr. Bryson Nowell. And both of you guys, we had the privilege of watching you play on last Friday. DeJameous, we've got to watch you play a couple years now. Yeah. Bryson, you're new here in Mexia and getting to go out and show us what you can do on Friday nights. So DeJameous, starting with you since you're right next to me, coming into the season, I mean, not to beat around any bushes, you had a really good season last year. So a lot of people are pretty familiar with you. They were able to see you get out and play and make plays for the Black Cats last year. What were some of the things you were really looking forward to and focusing on coming into this season?
This season, I just want to focus on getting better at my craft, my technique, seeing things before other people see it, being a leader really for the team. I've been doing it for so long. Just keying the tackle, playing different positions, just trying to get the best in my craft that I can get.
Bryson, like we said earlier, you're new here in Mexia, and so you get to strap it on for the Black Cats now. What were some of the things that you were looking forward to being able to do and being able to show everyone on Friday nights?
I mean, just being able to show what Black Cat speed is. I mean, we go out there and we don't beat around the bush. We're going to go hit you in the mouth. And that's always the goal. The goal is to take the W, and that's what we're looking to do this Friday night.
Yes, sir. Good deal. Both of you play on the defensive side of the ball. Last week we played a Lake Belton team. Traveled over to Belton to face them. And we played a hard-fought game, but, the score wasn't in our favor. What were some of the things that you took away from that game?
Honestly, what I took away from it, I felt like I wasn't moving as fast as I could move. Like, I felt like I not just necessarily holding back, but had a little extra gear in me that I could have went.
Bryson, what did you see in the game?
I mean, we never quit. We're down 20 going into half, and we didn't hang our heads because we went out there in that second half and just kept going.
Right.
We weren't going to stop and gave it all we had. And I feel like that's what really mattered at the end of the day.
DeJameous, you said earlier that you were really focusing on leading since you've been here. I know you've been this is your 3rd year starting on the varsity team here in Mexia, and you guys are pretty young this year. How's it been, stepping up and leading the younger players that you have surrounding you?
Man, it's been a ride. Like, the feeling of being a role model to some of these kids is a joy. I try to be the best role model so they can model me and try to get better.
Bryson, I know you probably haven't been around as many of the younger guys, so you may feel like a young one yourself, with it being your first year, on the varsity here in Mexia.
Right.
But you did play football at a larger scale school. So how has it been with you, being out there and being on a team with a lot of underclassmen and a lot of younger, inexperienced players?
It's definitely different, just based on the fact of at that old school, didn't have a lot of younger guys that would play up as much. I mean, they really sat there and developed through JV and all that stuff. And so I remember looking back at me as a sophomore and, like, you just don't want to take advantage of things, and you really just got to preach that to them because you only got 4 years.
Right. Well, I will say that I have enjoyed watching you two young men out there playing. Over the past, Friday night I was able to watch. DeJameous, you moved around a little bit, made quite a few plays. I think we called your name a lot Friday night, making plays. Bryson, we seen you out, and we were able to call your name a few times out there as well. So we want to continue to be able to do that throughout the year. So we want to wish you young men, good luck, good health. We're going out Friday. We're going to face a Troy team. that they came off of a tough loss for themselves as well. It'll be the home opener here in Mexia at Black Hat Field. What are you looking forward to, DeJameous, in Friday night?
Man, it's a bittersweet moment because I know this is my first and last time probably touching that field. Well, not last, but the first time I'm touching that field. And it's going to hurt, man. It's my last year. Got to make the most of it.
Bryson, what are you looking forward to for your first opening night here in Mexia?
I mean, it's a different atmosphere. You know, the people in Mexia love Mexia football, and to get to see that on a Friday night, I think it'll be really cool. Just the atmosphere is going to be there.
Well, we want to wish you two men as best of luck as we can wish you. We'll be there Friday night, broadcasting, watching, cheering you guys on, and we hope that we can go out and play our hardest, play our best, and the results happen from there. We want to thank y'all for coming in and joining us. We'll see you Friday night. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Coach Nowell for the coaches segment of the show.
Heritage Real Estate LLC, voted by readers of the Mexia News as the best real estate company and best realtor for 2020, is proud to support the Mexia Black Cats. Broker and owner Mitzi Eves, as well as Heritage Realtors Pat Adams and Kelly Lauderdale, are all graduates of Mexia High School. Together, Heritage Real Estate LLC Realtors have over 30 years of real estate experience, are very involved in the community, and are dedicated to their clients. Heritage Real Estate LLC works with sellers, buyers, and investors for residential, lake properties, lots and acreage, and commercial properties in Limestone, Freestone, Leon, Robertson, Navarro, and the surrounding counties. You can find Heritage Real Estate LLC listings on Realtor.com, Zillow.com, Trulia.com, and many other websites. Call Heritage Real Estate LLC at 254-562-7899 anytime for help with all your real estate needs.
To Coach's Show. We have Coach Aaron Nowell and Coach Eric Davis here with us. Coach Nowell decided to bring a friend.
I did.
Kind of ease some of the tensions, huh?
Tank's big, man. Take everywhere I go.
So, guys, I guess we'll just jump right into it. You know, last week we faced Lake Belton, came out, jumped out. We got into the end zone first, and then they scored, I believe it was 28 unanswered. And then, you know, it went back and forth there in the second half. You want to talk to us a little bit on last week's game, Coach?
Right. So, you know, like you said, we started off aggressive. We onside kick. We don't, get the ball to start, go down, score, go for two, onside kick, and we're ready to get rolling. We don't recover the kick. Pretty soon they hit 13 over the top on the post, and we knew he was explosive. We knew he was good. I told kids all week, hey, this dude's going to catch balls. It's okay. Like, they sling it around 73% of the time. Don't freak out when he catches the ball on us, because it's going to happen. And, we go into halftime. We're down 28-8, and I'm sitting there kind of looking at the first half. I mean, we're 4 to 6 plays away from being tied or ahead. And, I think we had I want to say we had 5, maybe 6 young men out there that had ever taken a Friday night snap. So that was their first time under the lights, and it was probably happening a little fast for them early. And, we suited up 37 guys. I don't know what Lake Belton suited up, but I mean that's a school that's got a chance to open up as a 6A program,
Right.
And they're not going both ways. I know 13 played a little bit on defense, came in and rushed the passer a little bit, but told the guys, hey, settle down. We're fine. We're going to play at Black Cat speed. We're going to come out and just keep playing. Just keep playing the next play. Whatever happens in the previous play, you're never going to get it back. You're never going to fix it. You're never going to change the result. So play the next play. And then, we throw the interception in the end zone to start the fourth quarter. It's 35-21 right there. We throw the pick. We got a chance to cut it to 7. Any coach in the state will take a one-possession game going at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We had momentum up at that point. We scored that touchdown. We have big momentum, and you never know. End result, you look at the scoreboard. People look at the box score and go, "Hey, my head got blown out." Well, that's not the game.
Right.
And those kids played extremely, extremely hard. And I know that sounds like really generic coach speak. Oh, our kids play hard. No, they played their freaking tails off Friday night, and I was super, super proud of them.
Coach Davis, you have the defensive line. You want to talk to us a little bit about what you saw from your D linemen Friday night, and more so what we saw on the defensive side of the ball?
Defensively, I thought we played good. D-line, we played pretty well up front. We obviously got some things to work on, but I mean we had some good plays. We shined in certain aspects of the game. We showed that we got potential to be a good defensive line unit and a good defensive unit as a whole. But defensively, I mean, it was just like Coach says, it's a few plays where if we make those few plays, it's a whole different ball game. So defensively, I mean, we getting better. We going in the right direction. So may just take time. We got a long season, so not worried right now.
Coach Nowell, you come in and step in here in your first year in Mexia, and you go and you said it. You had very few guys who had any varsity Friday night experience going into the game last Friday. How has that been, having such a young and inexperienced team to start off with this season?
You just find moments in practice that are teachable moments of the game. And even Friday night, I found myself talking to players about situational football. And you can script all that stuff in practice and go, hey, all right, it's 2 minutes in the third and da-da-da-da-da. But until they've experienced that with under the lights, it's different. And so, there's some situational stuff we've got to learn. Like you look at the play at the end of the first quarter, we're going to take the quarter right there and, hey, we're okay, we're fine. We're just going to take the quarter and go on and try to pick up the first down. And, I mean, I didn't know the ball was fixing to get snapped, I'll tell you that. Like we're sitting there like, what in the world is going on? And but I mean, that's inexperience right there. Like we're taking the quarter, and I don't know if that he really understood what. You think you say, hey, we're taking the quarter. You think young men understand what that means, and then all of a sudden he's snapping it, and it turned into the Benny Hill show for a second. But you just got to find those moments to teach kids the game, because they don't have 15 games under the belt, and it doesn't happen at the same speed it does on Thursday night on the sub-varsity. So, it's definitely a challenge, but it's a lot of fun. Those guys are excited to be out there, and one thing our guys will do will fly around the football. So that's always fun to watch.
Coach Davis, same question to you. I mean, we've seen that you've had a lot of inexperience. You actually may have returned maybe the most experienced unit on the team here this season. But we got to see Friday that several of your guys on your D-line are playing both ways and, having to make some substitutions, playing some younger guys. How has that been for you?
It's had its up and down. So, but for the most part, I mean, just getting them at practice, getting them every day at practice, that makes a difference. So as long as we got them every day at practice, we can coach them up, kind of make it easy. But we got younger guys that's stepping up and leading that's kind of shocking. So that's the good thing. We got guys stepping up, getting everybody riled up, getting ready for practice. I mean, so that's the plus with the younger guys. They are maturing. They're maturing fast, but it's a good thing they're maturing now. So.
Coach, going into halftime, you were down 28-8.
Mm-hmm.
What were you telling your guys in the locker room? Looking at it, we talked about them being young, not being experienced. that can go either way. You know, you go in and you're down kind of big at halftime, and with younger players, they can either hang their heads and, you know, give up from that point, but your guys didn't do that.
No, they
so
didn't.
What was kind of your message to them coming out in the second half?
Really, my message was, hey, first of all, don't panic, because, you know, like I said earlier, we're 4 to 6 plays away from being in this ball game. So don't panic. Keep doing what we do. And we talk about playing it back at Black Cat speed. All right, that is a speed or intensity of which your opponent cannot or will not match. And that's how we trained in the summer, and that's how we practiced, and that's how we play on offense. That's how we play on defense. And sooner or later, that speed and that pressure starts to wear down somebody, even if they're not two platooning, because those dudes were gassed in the third quarter. They were there. I told them when I circled everybody up in the fourth quarter, I said, they're there for the taking. You just got to go take it. And it was simple. It just keep applying pressure. And, you know, we had guys playing all in. John Luna, I think, played in every single aspect of every special teams unit, offense and defense. And, you know, he's not the only one. There were several in that boat. And so you've got to train appropriately to know you're going to do that. And when things start kind of go awry, or, you know, you feel like you're getting tired, well, you know, there's an old Navy SEAL saying that, hey, when it hits the fan, you go back to your training. Right. So that's what we did. We went back to our training, and we started playing in the third quarter. And, you know, I'm looking forward to see how that carries over into this coming Friday night versus Troy at home.
Well, letting that lead us into it, you know, we do have Troy this Friday. It'll be the home opener for the season. Coach Nowell, your first home Black Cat game here in Mexia at Black Cat Field. Mm-hmm. What are you looking forward to in running out of that helmet and playing under the lights here in Mexia?
I mean, you know, I haven't been here very long. Everybody knows that, right? The support of this community in the last 10 days has been absolutely unbelievable. And one thing is for certain, the people of Mexia love Black Cat football. And I cannot wait for the fire extinguisher to go off and the smoke to go off, and we send the dudes out of the tunnel, and here they come, and, you know, the home faithful are there cheering the kids on and ready to go, because it's going to be a show. I mean, Troy does some things offensively that are hard to simulate in practice, and so that causes some problems. You know, not everybody runs a wing tee, and it's real hard to simulate that if you don't, when you're a spread offense. You know, the kids are looking at ththese scout cars like, Coach, why do they got so many guys on the line of scrimmage? You know, well, this is what they do. And I don't really have the vocabulary to put it into words, but I can't freaking wait. I'll just tell you that.
Coach Davis, you know, coming out Friday night against Troy, looking over, they've kind of switched over into the wing tee, slot tee look. Kind of hit home and bring back some memories of some practices of recent times. What are you looking forward to in Friday night?
I'm honestly just looking forward to us compete. I know we got hard, so I'm just looking forward to basically D-line, set the line of scrimmage, linebackers fitting where they need to fit, safeties helping fit, and just a lot of Black Cat speed going on Friday. As long as we got that, I think we'll be good.
Well, we're kind of in the point where the young guys are getting experience on the fly, and now you have one game under your belt. I know when I was young and I was playing, you know, our coaches would tell us, you played a game now, so you don't have the excuse of being a freshman or a sophomore. Right. You know, now you're just a varsity football player. So we're expecting to see some great things from you all this week and see the growth from those young guys, as well as the older, more experienced players on the field. We will be there Friday night. We'll be coming to you live from Black Cat Field, streaming as well as broadcasting the game. Believe is it 7 or 7:30 this week?
Kickoff 7:30.
Kickoff at 7:30 this week. I know we got a lot of questions last week. We thought it was 7:30, then it was 7, and so a lot of people were asking. So it'll be 7:30 this Friday night from Black Cat Field. The Mexia Black Cats will be taking on the Troy Trojans. That's what I thought. I didn't want to say it wrong. The Troy Trojans, and we'll be live for that game. Coach Nowell, Coach Davis, we want to thank you guys for coming in and joining us. We always end our segments with you guys with the Go Black Cats. We wish you the best of luck this week, and we'll see you Friday night.
All righty. Go Black Cats.
Go Black Cats.
We're going to take a
And moments that become memories to last a lifetime. Brandy Garza at Photo Trappings Downtown Mexia is here to capture all of your milestones and moments, offering newborn, children, seniors, family, and special occasion photography. Visit Photo Trappings on Facebook for all the latest specials and mini sessions. Photo Trappings, 115 East Commerce, downtown Mexia. Call or text 254-562-PICS.
You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Park, Greer & Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
Mexia Insurance Services proudly supports Mexia ISD, the Mexia Black Cats, and the Mexia Lady Cats. Located at 811 Milam Street and serving the Tri-County area insurance needs for over 30 years with coverages for auto, home, business, life, health, and renters as well as bonds. Call today for a free quote and a review of your current coverage. 254-562-3894. Go Cats! Simpson Fireworks supports Mexia Black Cat football and athletics. We have items for all occasions, including gender reveals, weddings.
All right, and we're back for our prediction show here in week 2 of Black Cat football. I'm Wallace High, Denoris Sandals, and Vance Rose here with us. We are going to bring you this week's prediction show. So we're going to start and try to get us a few games from here around that I have pulled up. We'll start over in the Waco area. And the Whitney Wildcats will be going over to face the Robinson Rockets.
I'm going to go with the Whitney Wildcats.
I'm going to go with Robinson.
I think I'm going to go with Robinson as well in this one. Whitney's been pretty good over the past few years, and I didn't get to look up much of what happened last week.
Robinson got beat pretty good last week.
Yeah.
They got a new head coach.
Yeah,
they do.
A new head coach, some younger guys out there playing, but they're at home this week. Maybe they'll be able to put it together and come out with a win. Next we'll have, I believe this is going to be a pretty good game here. It'll be Salado going to Grandview.
I'm going to take Salado.
I'm going to take Salado.
I'm taking Salado as well. Salado's been very consistent and having very good seasons here in the past few years. They went 4 rounds deep last year, I believe, in the playoffs. Grandview, they're the every year powerhouse in 3A. They have deep playoff runs to Jerry's World, and they've won several state championships here in the past 5 years. But I think Salado's going to come in, and they may just be a little bit too much for them this week. But I do think it'll be a good game. I don't think it'll be as much of a blowout as Salado had last week. I'm going to save the next one to later on. We'll come back to that one so Freddie can give his appearance for the week. So we'll skip over to the Palestine Westwood taking on Buffalo.
I'm going to go with Buffalo.
I'm going to go Palestine Westwood.
I'm going to go with Buffalo. I got to kind of tie over there to the Bison now. They've been good for the past few years as well, but they got a new head coach over there. Somebody I'm pretty cool with, one of my ex-teammates and friends who took over as head coach over there, Evan Stone. He's a hometown kid from Buffalo. Played football at Baylor, and then he's back coaching at Buffalo now. And they have a good, solid program over in Buffalo. So I'm rolling with the Bison. Next up, another good one I think will be Malakoff going to Van. Van being one of the teams that's in our district, taking on the Tigers. Malakoff's a consistent, deep playoff team in 3A, and Van's in our district here in 4A. What you got, Vance?
I'm going to go Van.
I'm going to go with the district mate as well, and I'm going to choose Van in this one. Although, again, I think that's going to be another really good game between those split division teams, one being 4A, the other being 3A. Next, we'll have the Crockett Bulldogs versus the Rusk Eagles.
I'm going to go Rusk.
I'm going Rusk as well. Rusk has shown that they can put some points on the board. and play some high-scoring football. And I know Crockett usually has athletes over there, and they have pretty good teams, but this is another one of those split division games where Crockett's a 3A school and Rusk is a 4A school, and I think the bigger school will probably pull this one out. Coming a little bit closer to home, we're going to have, well, the team playing in it is closer to home. They're going to Lago Vista, which is in the Austin area, and it's about an hour and 45 minutes from here. Who you got in that one, Tig or Lago Vista?
I'm going to go with Lago Vista.
I'm going to go with Lago Vista.
And I got ties to Lago Vista as well. My brother-in-law and his family live in Lago Vista. And, I've seen that team really come on. Last year they had a very good season and made the playoffs and I believe went a couple rounds deep in the playoffs. Tig, they're still young, trying to bring their program back up. So I'm going to go Lago Vista as well. The Cameron Yo will be going to Belleville. I think that's probably a classic matchup there that has been played several times over the course of the last few decades. Who do you have in that one, Vance?
We'll take Cameron.
I'm going to take Belleville.
Oh, I think this is going to be a tough one. I think both of those teams are going to be tough this year, but I'm going to go with the Yeomen in this one. Next we have I think another good one with Lorena taking on China Spring.
I'm going to go China Springs.
I'm going to go China Spring.
I'm going to also go China Spring in this one. The Cougars, they've been impressive. They've carried over the success they had last year into this year, and that quarterback they have, Mr. Bowden, he's the real deal. He's a great athlete back in the backfield, so I think he's going to always give them a good chance in any game they play. Although Lorena, I think they're going to make it a good, interesting game. Next, we have another big matchup in the 4A ranks as Texarkana Pleasant Grove will be traveling over to take on Argyle.
Argyle.
I'm going to take Argyle too.
Yeah, I'm going to take Argyle. I think it'll be a good one. Pleasant Grove, they're kind of reloading, but they're going to be young. A lot of those, they fielded quite a few Division I players on their teams the last few years, and several of them graduated last year. But I'll say the good thing for Pleasant Grove is a lot of them had brothers that are freshmen this year.
They got their running back.
Yeah, and they're just reloading. But I think Argyle, coming off of a state championship, they reloaded as well, and they're bringing in several.
They are big.
Several young men that are coming back as well. So I'm going to go with the Eagles in that one. We'll move over and talk about a couple more. We'll bring up the Carthage Bulldogs will be hosting San Antonio Cornerstone.
I'm going Carthage.
I'm going to go with San Antonio Cornerstone.
Dino picking the upset of the week. I don't know how much is an upset. Right now Carthage is having to play a lot of 5A, 6A schools and non-district because, they're not fortunate enough to be one of those programs that can just go around and find teams that can that can be the equivalent to them in the non-district. So they're stepping up in the ranks to try to play some teams. They pulled off a good win last week, even with several of their starters out. They played Crosby last week, and they pulled off a late game win in that one, minus a few of their starters, including, I believe, the quarterback and a couple other stars on that offense. So it's just hard for me to pick against Carthage. So I'm going to go with Carthage in this one.
Marvels.
Right. We have Gilmer going over to Henderson.
I'm gonna take Gilmer.
I'm gonna take Gilmer.
I'm taking Gilmer as well. I think that's probably a clean sweep from us and not much discussion needed on that one. And then Gatesville will be traveling to Glen Rose.
I'm gonna go with Glen Rose.
I'm gonna go with Glen Rose too.
I'm going with Glen Rose as well. I don't know much about what either one has this year, but I believe Glen Rose is right now their program's still a little.
Well, I'm thinking Glen Rose is in the top 20.
Yeah, I know they were.
Division 2.
Yeah, I know they were ranked pretty high last year. Moving over, Madisonville will be going to Liberty.
I'm gonna take Madison.
I'm gonna take Liberty.
You know, a lot of people, when I was picking last week, other people in some of the other pick'ems that we do, they went with Diboll, and I went with Madisonville last week. They're young, but they're fielding some athletes over in Madisonville, and I'm gonna go with the Mustangs again this week. I'm sorry. A big one, I believe it's the 5A ranks. Aledo and Frisco Lone Star.
Aledo.
I got Aledo too.
I'm gonna go with Aledo, although I think that one might could swing the other way too. They'll be in Frisco. I'm pretty sure they'll play at the Star, and but Aledo, I mean, it's just a factory up there right now. Them in Carthage, it just seems like they just pump them out. Yeah, and yeah, you know,
reload.
You know, Argyle, they've had a lot of success, but they haven't pumped out the state championships the way that Carthage and Aledo have the past decade or so. Then another one, we'll have the Midway Panthers going out to take on Mojo in Odessa Permian.
I'm gonna go with Mojo.
I'm going with the Mojo.
And I'm going to also go with Mojo. That's a long trip.
Long way.
It's a long trip out there to Odessa, and
they get Jordan buses, I bet you.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, and and you're going out to Odessa, and that's, you know, when you roll out there, one thing they take serious is Mojo football, and I think going into their home territory will kind of put them at an advantage this week. Next, we'll have Palestine at Jacksonville.
I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
This one might be one of the tough ones for me. I'm gonna go Jacksonville as well. Since Jacksonville's the home team, I think that's gonna give them an advantage. Palestine, they've been inconsistent.
They got whooped on
for me. Yeah, they got whooped up pretty good last week, and I thought it would have been a better game than that. I have to look back, and I'll let you know, Vance, on that one. Next, we'll go to a little bit smaller schools. We'll have Dawson going over to Leon.
I'm gonna take Dawson. Jimmy Thomas.
I'm gonna take Dawson.
I'll take Dawson. I think I'm going to take Dawson in this one as well. I don't know what Leon has this year, and I really don't know what Dawson has. So I'm going to roll with you two on this one and go with them.
They play Van.
That's what I was thinking, Van. I just didn't want to say it. Van beat Palestine pretty good last week.
45-16.
Staying close. These two towns are just a few miles apart, as Hearn will be going over to Franklin. Who you got in that one? Franklin. I don't think there's much debate. Franklin, they're strong this year, and
they lost the state championship game by 1 point last year.
Yeah, and you know they brought back almost that entire team that
they had to come back last week on Lorena.
State championship. Yeah, they came back and beat Lorena. Playing.
I picked Lorena to beat them.
Yeah,
they came back at the fourth quarter. Lorena was up.
Yeah, I picked Franklin last week, and it's gonna be hard for me to pick against Franklin this year as well. Going down to the Powerhouse Mart will be visitors at McGregor.
I'm going Mark.
I don't care if it's
All way, whoever they play.
They're another one of those teams that, like we were talking about with Carthage, Mark. They're a 2A. They're a small school 2A Division II team, and they're having to jump up and play 3A D1 teams and just to get games in.
But their facilities don't say small.
Yeah, they've upgraded their facilities, and when you win championships after championships, good things happen and new facilities get built for you. And so they've been putting those facilities to use, and I think the Mart Panthers will come out as winners in this one as well. Try to keep us here pretty close. Although, oh yeah. This one I'm going to say because I think this is going. There's two that are big schools. They're not really in our area, but I think they're going to be big time Texas football matchups this week. The first being Euless Trinity traveling over to Austin to take on Austin Westlake.
Oh yeah, I'm going Austin Westlake.
I think this is going to be a really good game, but I think Austin Westlake is going to come out on top. Westlake coming off a state championship as well, and
that coach down is his senior year, isn't it?
Huh?
It's his senior year, isn't it? Coach Austin Westlake.
Coach Dodge.
I think this is it.
He's calling it quits after this year.
I think so.
Oh man.
That's the rumors.
Yeah,
And it would be befitting of him to go out with another state championship, and I know that.
He might have to play his son again for another state championship.
Yeah, it seems like they just put him together wherever he's at, and right now Austin Westlake has one of the premier programs in the state. Euless Trinity, they're a perennial powerhouse as well. The next one, the Battle of Denton. You get Denton Geyer versus Denton Rhine.
Denton Rhine.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Geyer in this one. I think it's gonna be a big time slugfest.
Yeah, it is.
They're playing for bragging rights of the city, and I don't know. It seems like I don't. It can just be a toss up. I believe Ryan took it last year, but I think Geyer's gonna get it this year. Next up, well, actually, I guess I'll announce it here. If you haven't already heard, the next game we had down on our list won't be played because it was canceled earlier today, and that was the game between the La Vega Pirates and the Connolly Cadets. So that battle over there, unfortunately, we won't get to see that this year. I know it was highly anticipated, probably one of the bigger 4A matchups of the week. But due to some COVID concerns over in that area and health protocol and precautions, they have canceled that game for this week. I believe La Vega may have picked up
Bishop Dunn.
Bishop Dunn, yeah. La Vega has replaced Connolly on their schedule with Bishop Dunn. So let's pick that one. La Vega versus Bishop Dunn. Who do you have in that?
I'm going to go with La Vega.
Woo. Bishop Dunn, a powerhouse tap school. I'm going to go with La Vega, though.
Yeah. Bishop Dunn is one of those is you look at them as a powerhouse school, and then you look at some of the other schools in that area, and you see how they're doing it. Right now, Duncanville and DeSoto are powerhouses, and so you look at that and say, man, a lot of those kids are at those schools. So I'm going to go with La Vega in this one and see if the Pirates can pick up a big win over a Bishop Dunn team that's a big private school in the TAPS division here in Texas football, and they've won several state championships over the past decade. So I don't believe there'll be a pushover for La Vega. Now, our last two games will bring us back to this area. We'll do this one first because, we always like to finish our coverage with the Black Hat game. Freddy's Groesbeck Goats will be traveling up I-45 to Rice to take on, I believe they're the Bulldogs. Freddie, do you want to come in and give us your prediction first?
I'm going to give you my prediction, Wallace. That go back to, like you say, powerhouse football. So that's going back to saying Coach Walmart was saying, we take baby steps. So with that being said, I got Grossback 60, right, 6.
60-6. Oh, he gave him some points. Oh, it might be 2 field goals.
Oh, 2 field goals?
Oh,
yeah, 2 field goals. You right.
Well, Freddie has given us his prediction of Grossback being victorious 60-6 over the Rice Bulldogs. Vance, what do you have?
I'm going to go Grossback.
I got to go with them goats.
And I'm going to go Grossback again this week. So, man, I think this might be history, y'all. 2 weeks in a row where everybody chose Grossback.
I got to pick them. I coached some of them boys in Little League football.
Yeah, and I know several of those guys, the young men.
I got to pick them.
I said it with Coach Bomar. We've had the privilege of watching them grow up. A couple, have strong ties here to Mexia, and like Dino said, he coached some in youth football. We've had some in youth basketball and track and baseball in the past, and so we know several of those young men very well. And I believe they have a group of athletes over there in Grossback right now that can do some great things this year. So it's really not a surprise to us. It may be a surprise to some other ones that we're picking Grossback in these games, but we do truly feel that the Goats will be able to be victorious in these games last week and this week. So with that being said, it brings us up to this week's matchup. The Troy Trojans coming over to Mexia and Black Hat Field to take on the Mexia Black Hats.
I got to go with them Black Cats.
And I'm going with the Black Hats as well. I think they'll bounce back from that tough loss last week to Lake Belton, and they'll put it all together and come out victorious this week against Troy. It'll be the home opener here in Mexia. We'll get to see the Black Hats come out of the new helmet for the first time on Black Hat Field, see the stands filled. Hopefully, if you're watching, you guys come out and support the young men that are taking the field on Friday night here at Black Hat Field, and support them, and let's cheer them on to victory. This wraps up our show for week 2, as this will be the second week of Black Hat football. As we always say, we want to wish the Black Hats the best of luck. We want them to go out Friday, play their hardest, play their best, come out victorious. We will be live streaming the game on Friday, beginning at 7:30. Kickoff is at 7:30. We will come on air shortly before that time. We will live stream and broadcast the game from Black Hat Field. Tune in, Mexia Sports Network. You can look us up on Facebook. You can go to Greer Time Media to find the link for the game this week, as well as type in Mexia Sports Network on YouTube to check out that game live, and to find the video stream link to be able to watch the game if you're not able to attend. We want to thank you all, to our viewers, those of you who are watching now and who will watch throughout the week. We want to encourage you to share, tell somebody about it, let someone know that we'll be live on Friday so that they can tune in. As we wrap it up, we're going to say go Black Cats,
Go Black Cats.
and we'll see you all Friday.